Hello friends, I am Rahul Gupta from Starts with Why. So today we are going to discuss a very commonly asked question in the interview. What is your current salary? Okay. So if you answer this question, so there are two aspects of this. Now the first aspect, if you tell your exact figure, there is a probability that the new salary that is going to get offered to you might be lower because you told your exact figure and they will increase some 10-20% and they will basically give you. Okay, let's say if you don't tell, or if you tell like I need a 50%, okay, on the other context, then you might not get hired for this because you have too much expectation which the employer cannot fill, or sometimes you told yourself a very low and you got a very less paid. Okay, so now it has both the aspect. Now the question comes, how to answer this question, okay, in a very nice manner so that your employer has a long lasting impression that okay, this employee is a fantastic and he has a very good thought process, okay, towards his professional journey. So now I will be also talking about we call 3 steps vector strategy, which is a very fantastic way to answer this question. So stay tuned till the last to how to get the answer, how to answer what is your current salary in the interview. So let's again move to the next part. So we will be discussing again the 4 different aspects. The first one, what the interviewer panel is looking for through this question. The second one, what are the common mistakes people make, including me. The third one is why the interviewer panel asked this question at the first place. And the fourth one is the secret recipe that has worked for me. Okay, so all these things I will be telling based on my research, based on my experience. So I will be telling you this in this video. So stay tuned till last. So now let's go back to the first question when they ask what the interviewer panel is actually looking for through this question. Okay, so what they mean and what they said, there is a different connotation behind that. So we should be very good to understand that in order to frame our question. So let's say when they are asked what is your current salary, what is the meaning of that? They would like to know that how much your worth is. Okay, what is your worth, whether they are able to buy you or not. That is the first thing, whether you are there in their budget or not. So does your salary matches their budget? Because sometimes you might be too costly and their budget is low, so you can't, they will right outly reject that. Okay, so and they also would like to determine whether you are at a professional level or not, whether, so where is your salary lies. That means, let's say if at your experience in your industry, okay, the industry level is here and if you are here, so there might be some issue. Okay, or if you are here, then there might be again some good thing. So they would like to gauge where from the industry standard you lies. So these are the 3 things they are actually gauging while asking this question from you. Now when we move to the next part, so which is the common mistake. Now while answering this question, few people becomes in panic mode. Okay, so in the panic mode, sometimes they don't understand how to tell. Why? Because they don't know their salary. Okay, because many, like in my earlier careers, whatever the money I am getting, it's okay. I never cared to see my salary slip. Okay, salary mein itna, like I am getting a net salary, this is fine for me. That's it. Okay, what the salary is, what are the components, I never cared. So I don't know my actual salary is. That is the one in the panic mode. Okay, so know yourself. The second one is you are expecting a very, very high rise. Sometimes few people say, I need 80%, I need 100% high. My God, those are the too much exaggeration. Okay, so you should expect very like within a domain, within the range. Okay, it should not be very high expectation. That is also the common mistake. Telling a specific number. Okay, sometimes you tell the very, very specific number. Okay, I need 6.3 lakhs, a very, very specific number. You should give the range. Okay, never tell any discussing the salary too early. Okay, so sometimes when you discuss this salary, we will be discussing down the line also, obviously, that when you discuss in the too early process of your recruitment, then there are high chances that either you will be rejected because your salary is too high, or once you say okay in the start, then they are not going to give you the very high even if your interview has gone fantastic. Correct? So never ever discuss salary discussion in the starting of the interviewer process. It should be in the end when everything is done and they are basically trying to offer you the final offer letter. At that time you may dodge the question. So don't say sorry, I cannot tell the answer for this. Okay, you decide whatever you think. Okay, this is also the biggest mistake. You should never do that, because if you don't know your worth itself, how can you think like the other person can assess your worth and provide and give you the compensation number? Correct? So you should be very, very careful. Don't dodge the question in any way. Lying about a salary. So don't lie about your salary. Don't basically inflate, or don't say, I don't remember actually. Okay, or sometimes don't inflate also. So these are the basically common mistake you should never do. Now the third part, which is like when we talk about why interviewer panel asked this question at the first place. We discussed little bit about what they mean, but what is the thought process that is going in their mind to check whether they can afford you or not. Okay, that is the first thing we discussed. The second one, because the company which is basically they are hiring, okay, they are not aware of all the industry which are happening. Okay, there are so many type of industry, and let's say one person came with a different industry. Okay, so they would like to understand, okay, get the better understanding that with this much of experience in the industry, what is the salary, so that they can basically fine tune. They do the survey, okay, in their internally to the company, but this is basically like a one more data points they are trying to get. The third part is to make sure you have a realistic idea of the offer. Okay, you should not, because they would like to get what is your expectation, so that it should not happen when they offer you say, oh my god, what is this junk, and you put in the dustbin. So they would like to get in some sort of a feel that what is the range in which you are looking for the compensation. The fourth one is to know about your professional ethics. Okay, professional ethics, when we talk about, when you are asking for some value, what is the logic behind that? Okay, it should not happen that my friend got 30%, I should get 30%. That is not the answer, because you and he are completely different. Okay, so that means, do you have any professional ethics? Do you have any thought process why you think that your worth is this much? Okay, so these are the four things they are actually looking for by asking this question. Okay. Now let's move on to the something called a recipe, okay, or the secret recipe that has worked for me, for which you are basically watching this interview for. So let's move on to the right away. We call 3 steps vector strategy. Okay, now the question comes, what is the meaning of this 3-step vector strategy? Okay, so now if you see what is your current salary, it has 3 paradigm. Okay, or the 3 vectors basically. The first vector is you should know your salary. Okay, now this is basically the preparation method that you should adopt before answering this question in the interview. That's why this video has been made, so you prepare yourself in advance. So know your salary. Now question is, how do you know your salary? So what I have done, I have made a basically fantastic video. Okay, you can basically see in the description box, where deep dive from CTC to in-hand salary. I have discussed all the aspect of that. Go through them, compare with your salary slip, okay, and see what is your current salary, okay, including everything, including bonus, including pension, including every kind of thing which is getting offered to you. What is your current CTC? Basically, you should know that. That is the second is, you should research the average salary of the position. Okay, so how you can do that? There are many websites, like a Glassdoor is there. Okay, so you type on the Google, okay, that what is the average salary for this position in this company. Okay, and you will get some sort of a fair idea. Discuss with the friends, okay, if they are there in that company, or anyone you know in that company or nearby company. Okay, so you have to do a little bit of research, what is the average position, average salary of that position in that company. That is the second part you should do. Okay, now the third part is very crucial. Okay, so I have written like a little bit in programming format. So if your salary is greater than your average salary, that means this is the industry standard and you are above that. Okay, that means you should tell the actual number. Tell the actual number to the employer. Okay, that is the first thing. Now because finally you need to tell that, okay, at any point of time. So you can tell your actual number, else follow the vector strategy. Okay, so what is the vector strategy we'll be discussing? So again, if your salary is greater than the average salary or the average salary of the industry or that sector, you should tell the actual number. If it is lesser than salary, okay, then you should follow the vector strategy. Now what is the vector strategy? Now when we talk about the vector strategy, okay, so it is basically like there are 2 aspects of it. Now if this question is asked at the start of your interview process, okay, so let's say they asked initially in the start, like in the first telephonic interview, so what is your salary? So at that time, what you can tell, if it is okay, I would like to hear what salary range has the company in mind for this role, and I will discuss this later in the process. So basically you are not telling your exact answer, but you are putting the ball in their court. okay, and you are telling, okay, I will tell the correct answer, okay, I will tell the correct answer at the later process of the interview. And this is a fantastic way to basically tell the answer, because because your salary is lesser than, if you tell now, okay, that means they will discuss, they will basically freeze your salary. Even if you do fantastic interview, you don't have the liberty to ask for more, okay, so don't do that. But if this question is asked at the end of the interview, okay, then also you should not tell your exact figure. If you go in the like a developed country like America, Australia, correct, Europe, there basically there is a legality, okay, employer is not liable or the legally liable to ask you this question. And if they ask, you can say that as per my process I cannot tell that, okay. So you should hire me based on my skill, based on my expertise, not based on my previous salary. But in India, actually, it's, if you tell this kind of thing, it looks like a little bit of rude, so you should not tell that, okay. That is another thing. So if you are basically at the end of the interviewer process, you should tell that, okay, so this is what I have found a fantastic way to tell if your salary is less than the average salary of the industry, that I am under the non-disclosure agreement, so I cannot share my exact salary, but the range I would be making based on my skills and level is between XX and YY, okay. So this is the basically perfect way to tell the answer. You are telling the numbers between X and Y, but you are not telling the exact number because you have a non-disclosure agreement with your current company. And every company basically respect that, okay, because these are the policies every company respect, okay. So this is the way you can adopt the vector strategy if your average salary is the lesser than the industry standard, okay. Follow this vector strategy to nail your interview to nail this question, what is your current salary in the interview, okay. So now hopefully this video would have given you enough insight, okay, that how you can basically answer one of the frequently asked question in every interview, okay. What is your current salary? Use 3 steps vector method. The first one, basically know your salary. I have put a video in the description box, refer that, okay, compare with your salary slip and you will understand. Second, research about the company, what is the average salary paid for that job. And the third thing is follow the vector strategy. If your salary is better than industry standard, tell right away. If it is less than, follow the vector strategy, correct. So share this video with your friends, okay, so whenever they crack the interview, you can basically earn a nice party from them, okay. And if you like this video, please like button, okay, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button also, so that whenever any new video comes, you are basically be the first person to get that video. So thank you, and keep learning and keep inspiring everyone. Thank you.